Hi there. We're live.
Only took us a couple minutes.
So I'm Farrell with Berkshire Hathaway and Lovely Homes, and I'm sitting here with the amazing Alex Jones with Summit Funding.
Jones knows loans.
Woohoo! And we are here to chat with you about home loans and getting pre-qualified for a loan and how you can get money to actually buy a home when you may not think that you have any available to you. So if you're here, give a shout out. Hopefully we can see it. I think if you're there, say something. I don't know.
We'll see right here.
Will we see it?
Yeah.
Maybe go on your phone and see it. Trying to figure this out, so bear with us. Hope you're having a great day. Things are going well. This is my first live video. Never done this before, so hopefully it's going to be amazing.
Oh, now we're in yours. Don't want that.
Hope you're having a great day. Oh, perfect. So we are live. We just need people to say hey. Okay, so here we go. So until people get on the call, we're just going to kind of talk and kind of see how things go. And we'll save this for anybody that joins and wants to see it. So bottom line is a lot of people think that they can't buy a house until they have enough money saved for a down payment. Well, in reality, that's really not the case. As long as you have a high enough credit score, you can actually qualify for some amazing home loan programs out there. And one of my favorites and one of Alex's favorites right now is the program that I chatted about earlier, which is the Home Plus plan, where you can get up to 5% of your closing costs and your down payment. So it's 5% of down payment assistance with a 640 FICO. So can you talk about that a little bit?
So yeah, the two programs that we do most often is Home Plus and Home in 5.
Okay.
Both of them are down payment assistance programs. A lot of people think that it's for first-time home buyers only, which is not true. Anyone can qualify for it. And the way that pretty much every program works is, cash, credit, and income are the three ingredients for a home loan. If you're struggling on the cash, but you have great credit, great income, and that's the only problem is a down payment, this is a great program for you. They want to take qualified buyers that just haven't saved enough. And, a lot of people say, oh, and that's usually one of the first objections of why people don't want to buy right now, or I'm going to buy in a year or 6 months. And it's like, okay, well, why? I'm saving money. I want a larger down payment, so that I can have a lower rate or whatever the case may be. But we are in a rising market. We know that. That's not a secret. So, the rates on, and that's what a lot of people ask me, well, what's the catch on this 5%?
Right.
And there is no free lunch, obviously. It has to pay for itself somewhere. So there are premium rates. But when you look at it as far as, okay, let me wait 1 year to save this money. And the amount of time that you have saved that money, the rates have already gone up to those rates anyways that you're going to be at 6 months or 9 months or a year down the road.
Just to stop you for a minute, what is the average interest rate right now just for a 30-year conventional versus somebody doing a Home in 5 or a Home Plus program?
There's lots of factors, obviously, for what your rate is, and you actually have a lot of control over your rate when you're bringing in your own money rather than a down payment assistance program. But the down payment assistance programs they're fixed. Everyone's getting the same rate. It doesn't matter if you have a 640, which is the minimum FICO, or you have an 800. It is what it is. Okay. And so right now we're looking in the 4s and 5s. Most people are around the 5s, unless you're putting 20% down and have an 800 FICO. But the down payment assistance programs are locking around the 6s.
Okay.
And it is, again, also a little bit in your control too. So the rates of the down payment assistance program are based on how much money you're actually getting. So maybe you only have a good little nest egg, but we need a couple thousand more. We're going to just do a 1% grant. The rate's going to be better than if you took the whole 5%. Okay. And that's something too that when we talk about, getting people pre-qualified, I say, you know what, let's get you pre-qualified for the max amount because that has the highest rate. And then maybe if we get some seller concessions and we don't need as much money, then we'll have a little bit lower rate. So it's better than, what we thought, but let's go for kind of the worst case scenario.
Okay, that's awesome. So what do most people, I guess, what is the program that most people kind of go for? Or how much money do you typically distribute during these programs?
It depends. Like I said, the Home Plus I like because it's the 5%, so you can cover your minimum down payment of 3% or 3.5%, and then have some leftover money for closing costs if the seller won't contribute.
Right.
The other one has a little bit better rates. Sometimes they do fluctuate, and it has less closing because there's additional fees that are associated to
Right.
with these programs. So it has a little bit cheaper fees, but it only goes up to 3.5%. Or if you're actually a first responder or a teacher, you can actually get 4.5%.
So that's a really great point. So teachers and first responders actually get
an extra 1% on the home
which
invasion.
is huge. So if you're a teacher or a police officer or a medic or anybody like that, and you want to purchase a house, there are actually different programs available for you that you can actually do that, which is pretty cool. So what is the average purchase price for these programs, or what is the is there a cap to the money that
yes
that these programs will give?
I don't actually know the exact dollar amount right in front of me right now, but I know it's about 300
Okay.
Is the max. They did just up it, and there's also income limits, so if you're making $100,000 a year, you might not qualify for this, but there's income limits. There's lots of different things you do have to fit into this box, but again, it's a great program if we can get you to find something in there.
Okay.
Both of them are.
Okay. That sounds great. So bottom line is if you're interested in purchasing a home, really don't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, the interest rates are going up. Didn't the feds just recently come out and say that there's another rate hike coming?
Yep. So quarterly right now, it looks like every quarter they're taking about $10 billion out of mortgage-backed securities, which is going to increase the rate.
Okay.
And again, we're still historically super low.
Right.
We're in the 5s and 6s. Historically, over the past 30 years, the average is 8% still. So we're still really below that.
Right.
It's a great time to buy. We are getting towards maybe the tail end of the really affordable housing era. And it doesn't really mean anything besides the way I was looking at it is last year, it was probably cheaper to buy than to rent.
Absolutely.
This year, it's about the same. So you're still investing in yourself. You're still building wealth. It is still a good financial decision. But it's just, a little bit of a sticker shock after what we've been looking at for the past couple of years.
Right. And I think people need to understand that what we've looked at over the past few years isn't organic,
No.
And it's not something that we experience typically multiple times in our lifetime. It was a recession that, that we're finally out of, and things are going well. That's to say, a lot of people have been asking, okay, is the bubble going to burst?
Yeah. What about you? I mean, as far as what your research has seen, I know when my stuff I look at, people are saying the same thing. And I said, no, it's healthy. We have businesses moving here. We just, when you go back to economics, supply, demand, we have a short supply, lots of demand.
Right.
Makes the prices go up.
Right. And I think in the Phoenix market, I definitely think we're on the high side, and that is because we are the 5th largest growing market right now. There are multiple families moving to the valley every day. If you are looking for a rental, it is crazy hard to find something right now. And the rental prices are actually higher than what you're going to spend on a mortgage. And so I oftentimes tell my clients, look, get into a house, build some equity for a couple of years, and then sell and find something else that you want, or build that equity, use the current house that you have as a rental property, and then use that equity to buy another home and just start building your wealth that way. In other parts of the country, I think things are different, and that, the home prices are absolutely inflating. And I think that'll slow down a little bit, but I don't see that really happening in the Phoenix market anytime soon.
And I mean, even if you don't necessarily have to buy your forever home. It's really about investing in yourself. And right now is such a good opportunity to do so because we are still low, we are still building, and we know the markets are going up. So you're just going to be building wealth. And some people that I talk to, it's a stepping stone. Buy this little condo right now that you can get into. Maybe it's not the perfect location or area or a condo that you even want, but live there for 2 years, build a little bit of wealth, and then sell that and use that to get a little bit bigger up. And it's just a stepstone. And I've worked with people that, they're buying $1 million houses and they're a teacher and a cop. And I'm like, how did you do this? And we just bought when we were really young, bought our first house for $75,000 and just have to keep reinvesting that money over and over and over.
Right. It's just kind of smart business and business planning. And I think that's what most people want out of life you know, make your money work for you
Mhm.
instead of against you. And unfortunately, it sucks that right now that by renting, your money works against you.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for you. So
That's what
anyway,
got me to buy. I calculated how much I spent in 2 years on rent, and I was like, oh my God.
I know it's crazy.
Holy
I know.
crap.
So Alex is 25 years old, and she bought her first house like what, 6 months ago?
Almost a year, September will be a year.
That's so
Mhm.
awesome. And she's 25 years old, and she
Yeah.
bought her first house. And
And I did it with my roommate. There's lots of the conventional way that we look at how to buy a house now. And there's actually specifically programs designed. They're not for millennials because you can't really say that, but they're designed with millennials in mind. So you can
Right.
use border income to qualify. You know, you can, if you've been living with somebody for 2 years and you can show that, you can use some of that income to qualify, like I said, and just like different households. The white picket fence, mom, dad, kids, is not.
it's not what you need to buy a
Right.
house anymore.
Right.
Single moms, single dads, millennials,
Mhm.
anybody can buy a house as long as you do the research. People, I think, tend to be super scared to just pick up the phone and make that phone call
Right.
and talk to a lender, because I know I'm scared. You know, I'll be honest, I'm 42 years old. And when I think about buying my own house, I get nervous because you're going through your finances and it's stressful and it's
Well, and I even joke, like, it's not fun. It's not something you want to talk about. I kind of like, hey, can you get naked and stand on the scale, and then I'm
right.
gonna look at it and see what the
Which
numbers
is
are.
totally
like,
what it feels like.
And like you're like, oh, okay, like, hey, can I have all this stuff? But again, we do this all the time, all day long. We look at people's financials. We're not judging. If
Right.
anything, we're advising, saying, hey, I noticed you don't have a 401k. You know, maybe I can connect you with somebody, a financial planner, and you can get something going, to invest in your future. Or, there's ways that, I don't know, we're never judging. Like I said, we're just trying to make sure we can figure out a plan for you.
And I just think everybody needs to understand that everybody was in your position at some
Mhm.
point. So again, I can't stress enough, if you are renting a home, or if you're in a home right now and you're not feeling comfortable and you want to upgrade or you want to downgrade, but you feel like you don't have enough money to be able to do that, you've got to call Alex and just let her run some numbers and figure it out. And I think you probably will be blown away by what you can afford and what you can do with your money. And all it takes is one phone call, and it doesn't lock you into anything. It doesn't mean you have to do anything. It's truly for information. And that's how it starts is
And if anything too, some things that people get concerned about is running your credit. But
Yeah.
also, so two thoughts on that. One, it doesn't really hurt your credit. You will see it is a hard pull, so you see one little ding. But as long as you keep paying all your bills normally, it'll go right back up the following month.
Right.
And then also within that time period, you can pull your credit for a mortgage as many times as you want within that 45-day period, and it'll show up on your credit report, but it'll only be one hard pull on the actual numbers.
That's good to know.
So it allows you to kind of shop around, or you don't feel like you're stuck now. And then on top of it too, I always provide you with a free credit report. I mean, you should still monitor and know what's on there. We don't always know what's on there.
Yeah.
You can't fix it if you don't look at it.
That's true. That's a really good point. So if anybody ever has any questions, definitely feel free to comment on this video. You can reach out to me on my Facebook page at Farrell's Lovely Homes, or you can email me or call me 480-430-1013, or call Alex.
Yep. I'm Alex Jones. My phone number is 602-315-7872.
And we are totally here to help you, and we want to make your home buying dreams a reality and get you on the track for personal growth and personal wealth.
Yep. And if you have any questions or want to connect with me, also my website's jonesnosloans.com. You can actually just apply right online, or it has my phone number, email, anything that you need to contact me.
That's awesome. So thanks for joining us today, and thanks for taking the time to watch us and learn a little bit about home loans, and we look forward to working with you. Take care.
Bye.